Hello everyone, this is Amritpal Singh. Welcome back. In the part 1, we learned that what an IP address is. In part 2, we'll understand the types of IP addresses in a super simple way, no technical background needed. Let's begin. We are having two main families of IP, IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 stands for Internet Protocol version 4, IPv6 stands for Internet Protocol version 6. The IPv4 is an old and very common one that we all are using. IPv6, the modern one, right? The IPv4 looks like that we have a four blocks available, four octets available, 192, 168, 1.5, which I've already said in a previous video that every number will have a range from 0 to 255, right? Separated by the dots. But in the case of IPv6, it's like a mix of, it's an alphanumeric thing. We have numbers, we have alphabets available, right? Moving further, then we have the public and private IP. So what is public and private IP? The public IP means internet address, private IP means home network address. Examples have been shown in front of you. We have our ranges available, which I'll be discussing in upcoming videos. But for example, this is the public IP, this is the private IP. So what's the difference between public and private IP? The public IP meaning is the scope of the public IP means is a global, is an internet one, right? Global one. It used to communicate outside a network. You can see on the diagram as well, right? This is a global one. This is the it's communicate outside a network, right? It used to get the internet service, right? It is controlled by ISP, right? On other hand, the private IP, the scope of private IP is local. You can see it's showing in this dots, right? It's a local one. It's used to communicate within the network, right? So it works only on the LAN, local area network. So there's a difference between public and private IP, right? Moving further, then we have our static and dynamic IPs. So this is the static IP and dynamic IP. As the name suggests, static meaning is fixed, dynamic meaning is it changes, right? So static means which doesn't change, it always remains the same. Dynamic means it changes automatically. In the diagram also it's showing that static IP, you can see it's static, it's fixed. But in the case of dynamic, it's getting requests, it is controlled with a DHCP. It's a changing, right? If we just discuss in a more detailed way, the static IP, it's provided by the internet service provider, right? The DHCP, this dynamic IP, it's provided by the DHCP. DHCP is a protocol which stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. The static IP doesn't change anytime. It means if we got the IP address right, it can't be changed or modified. But dynamic IP address changes anytime, right? The static IP is less secure, while dynamic IP it's more secure, right? It's keep on changing, right? So static IP is difficult to designate. The dynamic IP is easy to designate, right? So there are a lot of differences available as well. But for you because we are working in this introductory tutorials, you just have to remember the static meaning is fixed. Dynamic meaning is it's changing, right? So DHCP you need to remember it's a dynamic host configuration protocol, right? Because of which the IPs are keep on changing, right? Moving further. Now in this case, it has been shown the IPv4 and IPv6, right? So IPv4 represented by four numbers. The IPv6 it's a long hexadecimal or hex numbers, right? So IPv4 is an old system. It's a 32-bit system. The length of IP is 32-bit. We are having around 4 billion addresses approximately, and it's one of the examples shown here, IPv4. And IPv6, it's a new system, right? It's a 128-bit, means we have a lot of addresses. It's 2 raised to power 128, right? So more addresses than stars in a galaxy, we can say, right? This is how it look like, right? We are having the it's alphanumeric stuff. So or we can say, like in a simple analogy, the IPv4 is a small parking lot. IPv6 a parking lot the size of an entire planet, right? That's how we can compare these two. So this is all we are having for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in next video.